Hello and welcome to the Streamline and Shine podcast. My name is Steff Bolton and I'm 1/3 of Bolton Virtual Solutions, a team made up of me, Mum, and my two daughters, Sam and Amy. Our family virtual assistant agency's absolute passion is helping time-poor female entrepreneurs with those ridiculously long to-do lists, because we all know how they get longer instead of shorter, so that they're able to focus on doing what they love. You're going to want to stick around if you find yourself constantly just doing this thing quickly instead of spending time with your family, or if you look at your list of tasks and feel like crying, or even if you're just simply wondering how to manage your time better and delegate to your team. We're going to be covering topics from social media to marketing, systems and processes to outsourcing, and so much more, so that you can see what's possible for you and your business. So let's get stuck in. Welcome back to the Streamline and Shine podcast, and in this episode I'm giving you a behind the scenes look at how we transformed the way we run things inside Bolton Virtual Solutions. From scattered, last minute, frazzled chaos to a streamlined, calm, high performing business. And this is a real story, not the highlight reel. So if you're feeling like everything's a bit scrappy and reactive behind the scenes right now, you're going to get a lot from this one. So let me rewind to what things used to look like. We had tasks coming in via email, DMs, and random client calls. We had zero clear weekly workflow or structure. Everything was in my head, and I mean everything, from project timelines to client updates. We had no real data tracking or project visibility. So I was trying to manage clients, team members, content, you name it. I was trying to manage it all at once and constantly felt like I was on the back foot. I was busy all the time, but not actually making strategic progress. Does that sound familiar? Now, the wake-up call came when I realised that even though we were doing a good job, we weren't doing our best job. And why? Because we were always reacting. Didn't have time to pause, plan, optimise, nothing like that at all, which meant that it wasn't sustainable. I was either going to burn out, which I actually have twice now since I've run a business for the last 4.5 years. So I was either going to burn out or the client experience was going to suffer. So I made a decision that we were going to rebuild the business back end to make it flow better. And it didn't happen overnight, but here's what we did. So we created a weekly operations rhythm. So we now have a predictable weekly workflow. Mondays are for a team check-in, Basecamp review, which is our project management software. I will do any back-end admin for the business, that kind of thing. Tuesdays to Thursdays are our deep client work days. So that's where we get all of our tasks done for the week, make sure we're hitting all the deadlines, producing our best work, obviously. And Fridays are for internal projects and content batching. So that helps us to stay proactive instead of reactive, and there's space for things to breathe. The next thing we did was systemize everything. So if we repeat a task more than twice, it gets a template, it gets a checklist, or it gets an SOP. And these types of things include onboarding new clients, sending podcast episodes like this one, delivering client content plans. It's not about being rigid, it's about saving our brains from reinventing the wheel every time we do something. The next thing we did was define clear roles. So everyone in the business, including me, now has a lane. So that means that when Sam's back from maternity leave, I won't be dipping into VA tasks quite as much. The team will know what success looks like. Accountability is clear. And this means it's amazing how much smoother things run when no one's stepping on each other's toes. We've also got streamlined client communications. So we implemented clear client boundaries with Basecamp and WhatsApp and stop checking 5 different platforms every day to get one thing done. So clients now know where to find things, how to submit requests, when to expect replies. And the result means that we're chasing less, we're making fewer mistakes, and we've got more peace so we can breathe. So we also do a monthly analytics check and a review. So every month we pause and reflect. What worked? What felt clunky? What do we need to tweak? And this has helped us spot bottlenecks and small leaks before they turn into massive time drains. So since making these changes, client delivery is smoother. It's so much more of a streamlined process. They know what to expect from us, and we know what the expectations are, what deadlines are, what's needed, etc., etc. I work fewer hours, but more intentionally. The team feels more confident and more supported. And we onboard more clients without burning out. And that's not just flow, that is what is working towards freedom. So if your business currently feels like a messy kitchen after a Sunday roast, start with one area and ask yourself, what is the messiest part of my week? Then you can either create or choose a tool, like Basecamp, project management software. You could create a repeatable process so that you can make it into a template, you can make an SOP for it, something like that. You could set a new boundary and communicate it clearly. One shift is all it takes to build that momentum. If you want support moving from frazzled to flow, this is exactly what we help our OBM and VA clients do. You can start with a strategy session where we can map out your biggest pain points and design a workflow that actually feels good. So no more guesswork. Links in the show notes if you want to have a nose. So the secret isn't doing more, it's doing less, better. Our flow didn't happen by accident. It happened because we stepped back, we simplified, and we created a business that supports us, not one that drains us. So next week, we're kicking off July with a juicy one. Can your business survive without you? Because if the answer is no, we've got some work to do. So until then, keep streamlining and shining and go create your own version of flow. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Streamline and Shine. If you have questions on what we covered inside, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Bolton_virtual_solutions, or you can email us at teambolton@boltonvirtualsolutions.co.uk. We absolutely love hearing from our amazing community and are always here to support you. If you'd like to be interviewed on a future episode, please drop us an email letting us know which topic you'd like to speak about and we'll get back to you. See you on the next episode, lovelies.